What's going on, everybody? Gustav the 13th here with a new suit for GBO2 on the week of June 6, 2024. We have the Psycho Bawoo, a 650 general 3-star suit with 2 priority and space compatibility. As you can see, it's got those big old plates on the back. Let us check out its weapons, go down the usual stuff as we talk about this suit. So, it's got its own version of the Bawoo beam rifle. Fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, depending on when and how this actually scales. 2000 power, ammo of 6, range of 350, baseline. So the bigger thing about this is the way that the focus works. The regular one is just a regular shot. The charge is actually a 3-round burst that takes 2 shots per, so an entire mag essentially, just to get 3 different shots to either barrage somebody down or just sweep it and try to get some extra stuns. Not bad. A little bit limited on the ammo. I wonder if they'd ever increase that as an adjustment in the future. We'll just have to see. About cooldown time of 5, reload of 15 seconds, and a focus of 3 seconds. Not too bad. Got the beam saber here. Nothing crazy to write home about. Just a standard saber. Got a power of 2300 and a cooldown time of 2.5. The downswing on this, however, is pretty nice, as you'll see when we get into practice. Arm grenade launcher. This is a little bit different than some of the other ones that we've had. It's very rapid in the way that it launches, and you do have to get at least 3 shots on something to do a regular stun, and that is assuming that they do not have damage control on them. That's going to be something that comes up a lot when it comes to the way that this suit behaves, because we have the mega particle cannon here. So this is not like the one on the Bawoo, where you just tap it, you get an extra burst that gives you another stun. The regular shot on this is actually a sequential shot between all 3 of these. It goes in a pattern. It does have a decent amount of accumulation on suits, I'll say it again, that don't have damage control. Anything else, it will not be enough to stun by itself. So you'll have to go into this and then probably just switch over here to get the rest. Unless you use the Psycho Plates. So these, much like the ones on the Moon, unfortunately don't initiate their attack unless they make direct contact. They do track a little bit, but you can't have objects in the way or they will bounce off and not do anything. Unlike the ones on the Moon though, it's not just a one-time big high damage sweep across. If they make contact, they will swoop down another time or so. And then this will take advantage of a skill that we will talk about that this has later on in this video. Moving on then, we have the Psycho Plates Defend. Amazing thing to have at this cost. It does still negate melee on top of ranged attacks, which is really nice. Decent duration on that as well, unless you're really just getting pounded. So, you know, do it to be safe. Don't expect it to protect you forever, but do take advantage of that ability to advance and do what you got to do while you have that covering you. Moving on from that, we have the skills and stats here. So let's start with the stats first. 20k health on this bad boy. Ballistic resistance of 24, beam resistance of 26, melee resistance of 22, range strength of 39, melee strength of 26, movement speed of 130, top speed of 210, thruster gauge of 80, and turning speed of 75. Looking at our part slots, we have 14, 20, and 14 for close, medium, and long. And then moving on over to the skills, we have Leg Shock Absorber level 3, Emergency Evasion System level 2, Flight Control Program level 3, so a good amount of hang time and just air movement here. High Performance Balancer level 1, High Spec Ambek level 2, Maneuver Armor level 1, Melee Control Combo level 1, Melee Combo Control Combo, oh my god. Anyway, Force Injector level 3, High Performance Radar level 2, Full Attack, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Much like some other stuff like the news and all that, once you have your plates out and they are doing their dance around whatever suit you send them to, your other non-Psyche weapons will also get a boost in damage while they are engaging. Keep in mind, obviously, you don't suddenly get that when you're using the shield on yourself. That would be silly. But this brings up something that kind of picks at my shit, and I looked at a couple suits. Otherwise, full attack as a concept, you know, especially when they're talking about the news, you know, they have, especially in SRW and stuff, they have something called the all range attack. They send out the funnels, they do all their other stuff, they dump all their munitions on like one suit and really fuck it up. But that's supposed to be the general concept for all Psychommu or Incom based suits. You send those out as kind of a preliminary feeler. You know, you put the pressure on, make them come out of wherever they are, and then just fucking let them have it, right? So most things should have full attack, and they don't. The Keyblades don't. A couple other things that have Incoms do not. Nice that this has it. I do hope that it sets the precedence for putting this on more suits, especially because this isn't even a 4-star suit. You know, this is a 3-star suit that they just busted out. So hopefully we'll see more of that in the future. Another thing to keep in mind, as you probably saw when we were checking out the weapons, the shield is not a shield on this, so it does not completely negate damage. And even if it did, it's a general, so it wouldn't have the damage master or the shield mastery on it anyway, so you'd probably get a free stun on it. So depending on how you feel about that, especially since you do have the plates as a shield, it might be for the best, just so that people don't get a free stun on you, and you do still get some negation from this 30%. In this case, for the arm buffer, special leg buffer is only 1, which I get it. They're not very meaty legs, but kind of nice to have 2 at least. But you do get level 5 for the Psychommu weapon buffer because it's just a big dumb V plate on your back. So you get 40% on the reduction for that. Not bad. Going into the enhancement list, we get +1 to ballistic for the first one, +1 to anti-beam, +1 to ranged, and expansion slot comes at the end for 2480. I guess that's just typical 3-star suit shit, huh? Moving on, we have our unlockables here. So +5 to ballistic resistance and +5 to range strength. Nothing crazy, nothing super unique to write home about for these. But if you want to just get some extra stats just to up its baseline, then by all means. But that is the long and short of it for our stats and other setups. Let us bring this into practice so that we can show this thing off a little bit before we also showcase this in a match and then do our closing thoughts. Can you tell I'm stalling so that this can actually just load up? Hurry the fuck up, I beg you, please. Come on, just give me the match and get in there. Oh, here we go. Hi. Alright, let's show off all this junk. So this, again, when we were talking about this, I can't... We'll talk about it later. You know what? Again, with the fucking damage control, like the Keyblade, I think, only has 1 or 2, but like the Hama has more than that, so... We're gonna subject the raid to most of our shit here. So regular stun on this shot here. One thing to keep in mind is that even though technically these should take 2, let's see. So it does still do it. It just does it with however much damage or ammo that it has. As long as it has 1 extra, it will still throw out a 3rd one. In fact, that makes me curious. I don't know how easy that's gonna be to do while we pick on this guy, right? So like if we do a shot, do another shot. I'm sure I tested this earlier, but I'm gonna test it now and see if the ammo count that these guys are talking about versus 2 per was actually correct. So yeah, so only 2 shots. So because there was no extra shot, it did not have enough for that. There goes the initial thing for the Mega Particle Cannon. We'll subject the other Humbrambram to this. As he come around, I kind of wish he was a little bit closer. You know, I should start doing these probably on R2 base or something, just so that they're all really close together. But anyway, Bravi, 3-round burst on this for the regular shot. As you see, on things that don't have DC, it is enough to actually stun, accumulation-wise. And then we have the missiles, so 2-round burst for that. You need at least 3 to accumulate on something that doesn't have DC. That being said, I think on something that only has DC 1, it's like just not enough. But you can bring it around with that. So not too bad. That being said, the 3-round burst on something with DC 1, 2, 3. Gotta do it again. It might be too slow, and that's another thing to keep in mind because the shots, the cooldown time between these is pretty substantial. And you got that downswing, look at that shit. Good old big thrust, get a lot of distance out of it. And as you can see, it actually points down, so you don't really have a lot of issues with, you know, scraping on OTG stuff or on the ground suits. Check out the plates here. Has to make contact, and it'll swoop in and do a couple swipes on people. You can fire during that, and you'll get that enhanced damage. Not bad at all. Keep in mind, this does not have explosive, reactive, whatever the fucking is. You're gonna get stunned if you're near something that explodes on you, so don't do that. Be careful. But you have a decent amount. You can also do 2 rolls, so you do have a lot of forgiveness for doing the extra movement, especially with high force injectors, yada yada. Let us move on to how this tends to fare when it comes to doing damage to the base. It has a lot of weapons that conventionally would be very good for this, but as you can see, it's not really accumulating a whole lot. You can maybe, if you have it a bit more coordinated, lead in with the plates, do a little bit more while everything else is up. In fact, once this cools down, we'll do it again and just like throw everything else at it and see if we can get a better burst out of this. Bam. You know, it's all out there. Not too bad, but not super great. You can try to lean this more towards ranged output, but this is a little bit more of an all-rounder suit, and as you can see, you're talking 4157 without any extra stuff. You can get 2 downswings in here too. So you're doing good amounts against suits that either have low melee or that are your type advantage suits. Definitely very good at hounding raids. Be careful though, and as you'll probably see in some of your matches and the one that we're going to post in a little bit, there's a lot of bulky suits at this cost. The Gustav Karl did just get buffed. It has a lot of natural heft to it, a lot of health, and it will just sit there and turtle against all your stuff. Also, because so many suits have DC active as well as resistances while they're in maneuver armor, it's kind of hard to set up in this suit unless you're just doing everything. And even then, if you're running up against a Gustav Karl that's blocked up, you might as well just try to wait and time it for when they let down their guard and try to, you know, poke them with your rifle or something that can get a lot of accumulation really fast. Maybe even just have these out and hope that it, you know, has to come up for air, so to speak, between that. But once you get that momentum, as you can see, you just throw out some shit, do all your other stuff. It can bang down suits pretty hard. So that's the overall for this. We do have a match for this. It was our first round in this, running around in Colony, so we will put that match right around here. So, you know, fingers crossed.
Mobile suit team, prepare for launch.
But round 1 in the new suit. If you pull off a decent one in one, then that's gonna be it. And I'll just do that Stream Raider in the background. But I have a feeling we might have a hard time. If the V2 ever gets in, would probably be a more powerful version of the TR5's boost attack. Yeah, that'd be a good one. The Wings of Light as a heavy attack in general is kind of a crazy idea. Oh shit. Sorry, not a good start with that. Not gonna happen. What is that?
An allied unit's been destroyed. Minor damage detected. No impact on combat yet. I'm reading significant damage. Take your mobile suit.
Oh, Lord.
Has been destroyed.
I'm defaming SRW. I'm not done with it yet. Not a fan of it though. That's cool.
And how you'll sortie.
What version of SRW would you say it plays like most? Is it like the more modern ones, or is it an older kind of like setup?
Welcome back.
Oh boy, this one might be a wash already.
An allied unit's been destroyed. Beacon captured. Minor damage detected.
Bro, come on with that.
I'm reading significant damage. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Your mobile suit is toast. Eject if you can.
Put down a bunch of bombs.
An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. The enemy has captured a beacon.
Still gotta make contact on the initial one to do the other sweep though, which sucks.
An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Enemy mobile suit destroyed.
Yeah, it's not bad.
An allied unit's been destroyed. Beacon captured. Your mobile suit has been destroyed.
He's going down with him.
An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit.
Feels like OG uses the Atlas translations of skills and spirit commands, and it uses the old OG formula. So equipable weapons possible, not 100% sure yet. Interesting. So it's a mix though. That's kind of neat.
Back.
And it figures that, depending on, I would assume that's a little bit more of a simplified system for the GBA stuff.
Supporting fire incoming.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
An allied unit's been destroyed. Enemy mobile suit destroyed.
Oh my god, 5, come back.
We've got the advantage, huh?
Oh my lord.
An
Did that clip me enough or? Oh, someone knows Thomas had hit me or something. No, he just got there. He was just turning around.
An allied unit's been destroyed.
Get out of the way now.
Evacuate the target. I'm reading.
Oh my
You're
lord,
in
dude.
danger there. Clear out, quick! Long-range supporting fire incoming. Supporting fire's all. Your mobile suit has been destroyed. The supporting fire. An allied unit's been destroyed. An allied unit's been
Was
destroyed.
a dialogue scene in the bridge with a Hagane in different color? They just recolored one of the old backgrounds? I'm assuming there's probably a lot of asset borrowing and stuff happening too, though, to be fair, so that's pretty fun. They're recognizable still.
2 minutes. Welcome back. Bases are now.
Oh my lord, dude.
Enemy mobile suit destroyed. Minor damage detected. No impact on combat yet. An allied unit's been destroyed. I'm reading significant damage. Take defensive action.
Lord, move up. Why am I catching all this shit? Get in there and get on with it.
Enemy mobile suit destroyed. 1 minute remaining. You've got this in the bag.
Exactly. You don't have explosive protection, get out of the way.
An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. The mobile suit has been destroyed.
Oh. Before they could full send, that sucks.
It's been destroyed.
Let's see. I don't know if we're ahead enough to really guarantee. No. Yeah, because if 5 and 6 both go down, we're fucked.
An ally has destroyed
Oh,
an enemy
no, they
mobile
killed
suit.
somebody. That opens up the gap.
Time has run out.
Ooh. Her night gun, oh my lord.
Nice work out there. We won.
It does make me wonder how much of the character spritage is actually changed up. Or some of them are like super borrowed as well. Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't get to do like jack shit. I'm surprised they beat my rival actually. Shakeoshi. It feels alright though. There's a lot of buildup and pressure that this thing can do. I don't, and I've always had a problem with this and the Moon with the plates. The fact that they're contact based is annoying, especially with how much bullshit's in the way in these maps.
Making preparations for sorting.
In that regard, well, even space isn't super safe, but I would say it's a little bit easier to have situations where you don't have to shove your head in real far to make sure that they hit without them just being on the ground, which like is just you waiting forever to put them into the fray. So that was our first round in the new suit. Granted, not a crazy performance out of us, but I do think just from seeing how it was doing there and thinking about how our second match that I did, which was on a bigger map, for one of the hangars, it was kind of so-so. And the bigger open map, it does definitely have a lot more leeway against things to be able to throw out its plates, but it's also a lot more susceptible unless it has its shield up, which means it does have to think about trading off certain things depending on where it's advancing. But I think it's a very good, maybe not mainstay, but something that's not going to go away very fast. In the same way that the adjustments for the regular Bawoo have brought it back into play a lot as a safer kind of ranged raid, I think because this has the safety of that plate defense and the full attack in tandem with these is really nice, while also being very low impact, because a lot of its standard shots are cumulative shots. They are not stuns. You have to full charge for this to be a stun, and it's just a regular stun from the regular Bawoo. It's nothing crazy, it's just for the sake of having an instant stun. So I think it's very good as an in-tandem suit, very good teamwork suit. It does have a little bit of individual defense on it, but you really gotta pump out stuff to get through that maneuver armor and damage control, which can put it in trouble in some more hectic situations. Not really something you can super stand your ground with in the middle of everything, kind of like the Gustav Karl can, especially after its adjustments, but it still can serve well, especially if you just, you know, shield up, mind yourself, get some extra stuns to, you know, get some of your pursuers off and maybe get a downswing in there to deter further pursuit, while also just doing a decent amount of damage. So overall, I like this suit. I think we will see a few of these in clans, especially if we're doing a 4v4 where we're gonna mostly just be brawling in certain spots, because we can't really waste a lot of time doing the dance, right? We gotta get that damage in, we gotta get those kills fast. So it's gonna have a lot of opportunities to really just dig in, use that full attack, and hopefully, you know, be able to defend itself well enough with the plates when shit gets a little bit bad, so that I can maintain that midline distance and then just zoom right back in with that traversal on the downswing to chunk some people in their leggies. It's got a lot of give on that side thing. Just be sure to lead it in a little bit if you really have to, if we have the wiggle room to do so. But that is the long and short of it for the Saikamaru Bawoo. A lot of people were very confused seeing this suit in here. I guess even though we had Moon Gundam and a couple other things, there's still not a lot of eyes for general consciousness when it comes to Moon Gundam as a franchise. Well, not a franchise, but just as a side story. So hopefully this makes people a little bit more aware. I think stuff like this is kind of neat. I will not say that this is in the same boat as the Roswell Jagan. I think this definitely has a lot more staying power without them having to do anything. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Good luck if you spin for it. And if you run it during clans, good luck on getting some good results. And until next time, this is Gustav the 13th. I'll talk to you all in the next one.